Here we go, everybody. So, starting on the ground, we're going to actually start super simple and just get set up for straight leg raises. So we're going to be propped up on our elbow if that's comfortable, or we can lay down. We want the heels in line with the hips. We're going to keep the toes facing forward, and we're just going to lift the top leg up as far as you can without letting the toes rotate up. So keeping the toes facing forward limits your range of motion on lifting that upper leg. Let's get in two more. And then we're going to switch sides. So we're on our right side now. Remember, heels in line with the hips, so straight line down. Knees and hips are extended, toes facing forward, especially on that top leg. And we're just going to pick the top leg up as high as you can without letting the toes rotate up, which means the hips not externally rotating up towards the ceiling. We want the hip points to stay facing forward. Let's get in one more after this. And then we're going to get into our rocking. So tabletop, sending the hips back towards the heels as far as you can, and then shifting forward, pushing the shoulders over the hands, adding in your head rotation straight out of the gate. So it's either going to be over the shoulder or looking back underneath the arm towards the hip. And we're going to do that every time the hips go back or when they come forward, whatever your preference is. And then as we do this, we're going to work in crossing the right laces onto the left heel. Try to remember, too, we're going to breathe in and out through the nose, and we're going to keep the tongue on the roof of the mouth. And then we're going to switch left laces onto the right heel. All right, and then from here, go ahead and walk down to the forearms. We're going to rest on the floor. You can either drop your head, your forearm, or your forehead down to your hands, or you can posture up. But we're going to bend the left leg at a 90-degree angle. We're going to take the heel and drive it up towards the ceiling. And you're going to do your best not to push weight into your right side, either your leg or your arm. Totally forgot to start the 25-minute timer. So it's going to say 25 minutes for the whole time. And I'm going to use the clock, like the real clock. Andy, don't laugh at me. I can't believe it. I forgot. What are we going to do? One more. Lift up nice and high. All right. Bend 90 degrees with the right knee. Now we're going to lift that right leg up. Drive up. Think about taking the heel up towards the ceiling. And you're doing your best not to push too much weight into the left side of the body and the limbs. Focusing on the glutes and the hamstrings and the lower back. Let's get in one more. All right, bring the hands in. We're going to push back up to rocking one more time. We're going to go lateral rocking. So we're going to extend the right leg out to our side. And we're going to rock back and then forward. Back and forward. Getting a good stretch into the inside of that right leg. We have one more forward and backward rock. And then we're going to walk down to the forearms. We're going to stay rocking forward and back, but as we rock back, I want you to reach your shoulder towards your knee and then come forward over the left elbow. So we're going to go hips back but towards the right knee and then forward over the left elbow. So think about drawing about half of an X. Inhaling back, exhaling, come forward at the angle one more time. All right, come back up to the straight arm, bring the right leg in, extend the left leg out. Same thing, just forward and back on the rocking. Inhaling back, exhaling, coming forward. All right, walk down to the forearms. Now as the hips go back, reach that left shoulder towards the left knee, and then diagonally rock forward over top of the right elbow. And so if you have lines on the ground to help you out with that, that's going to be helpful. Let's get in 2 more diagonal rocks, so the other half of your X. Good. And then we're going to come seated, be seated onto our right hip. We're going to have the right knee and the left knee at a 90-degree bend, and we want the right calf and the left quad to be parallel to each other. And then we're going to try to pick up that whole back leg off the ground. You're going to shift forward a little bit, pick up the whole leg. If you need to place the hands down to help with balance, you can. Also, if that's too hard, you can just drive through the knee, and we're going to pick up just the foot and leave the knee driving into the ground. You should feel this outermost part of the hip working in this very small range of motion. Get in 2 or 3 more. All right, and then after that third one, I'm going to come sit to a V. So a nice tall V with the knees, or with the legs. Left leg just did the movement. So we're going to bring the left leg in to meet the right, and then pick it up, pull it apart back to a V. So both feet are going to meet, and then the left leg's going to pull apart again. We're trying to keep a nice tall posture, shoulders back, chest up. One more together and apart. And then we're going to switch to sit onto the left hip. And now we've got a 90-degree bend in our left knee and our right knee, and our left calf is parallel to our right quad. We're going to pick that leg up, trying to lift the whole leg up from the hip so that the knee's up and the foot's up. Again, you can use your hands if you need to. If you need to, you leave the knee down, and you're just going to pick the foot up. Again, it's that outer part of the hip. Let's get in 3 more here. There you go. All right, and we'll come back sitting to our V. And leave the left foot planted this time. Let the right leg do the work. So pick the right foot up, the right leg up, pull it close to meet the left, and then back out to the V. Good posture, good tall seated posture, shoulders back, chest up. Trying to keep the back real rigid. One more time, wide, and then meeting. And we're going to end up back in tabletop again. So this time we're going to walk the hands in a little closer to the knees so that we can help ourselves round our upper back up nice and high to the ceiling. And let's just start to shift around a little bit. So you might draw some figure eights. Maybe you're going to draw some zigzags or circles, left and right, forward and back. Eventually, the hips are going to start to move with you. The arms are going to start to move with you. There's no specific pattern to follow. You just want to feel like you're trying to create some space in the upper back, particularly between the shoulder blades and the spine. All right, everybody. So let's sit the hips down to the heels. You want to untuck the toes. So we're untucked here, hips are down. And we're going to reach the arms overhead and walk them nice and long. So take the fingers and pull them long, or pull the arms long along the floor. You want to take the knees wide enough so that as you breathe in and out to your belly, you can fill the space between your quads with your belly. We're just going to do a static hold here. Should feel a good stretch in the outer part of the shoulders. Oh, hello. All right, and then from here, you can bring the hands in just a little bit. Let's thread the left arm underneath the right. We're going to go palms up with the left hand, and we want to drop the left shoulder to the floor. And we're just going to do another static hold with the left arm staying as close to the ground as we can, palms up towards the ceiling, keeping that the left shoulder connected to the floor. And then you're going to have to move the right hand out of the way because we're going to keep the left shoulder and the left elbow connected to the floor, but we're going to bend the elbow at 90 degrees. I don't know if everybody can see that, but as you're laying on your arm, we're just going to straighten the arm and bend it, straighten it, and bend it. The left one. So, the one that's on the floor. We're going to leave the left elbow and the left shoulder to connect to the ground. But we're going to take the hand from the arm being extended to being bent at a 90-degree bend. Good, let's do one more. 90 and straight. Then before we switch sides, take that left arm, turn it palms up, and then we're going to drop the left shoulder back down towards the ground. So now you want to feel like your left hand is out towards your left side. Kate, come this way with your left arm, so towards the wall. Yep, there we go. And then Andy, just turn your hand up. There we go. And again, your belly's trying to fill that space between your quads. We're going to turn away from that left hand, left palm facing up, shoulders towards the ground. And we're going to do that elbow flexion again. So keep the elbow and the shoulder connected to the ground, and we're just going to bend the elbow at 90 and open back up. Bend at 90, open back up. Doesn't have to be fast. It can be as slow as you like. Let's do two more. All right, let's come back up. So we're going to start walking the hands long again. So use the fingers along the floor. The head can rest on the floor. Belly's going to fill the space between the quads. We're going to do a little stretch here and hold it. And then we're going to walk ourselves back in. We're going to take the right arm, thread it underneath the left. Drop the right shoulder down to the ground. Palms up on that right hand. Push the right shoulder into the ground as far as you feel like you can. You're going to need to get the left arm out of the way, and then here we go, keeping the right elbow and the right shoulder down to the ground. And we're just going to take a 90-degree bend at the elbow, and then straighten it back out again. 90 degrees at the elbow, straighten it back out. So still keep the hand on the floor, and check it out. It's down here, and it's down here. There we go. Yes. Yes. Two more. All right, and then we're going to take that right arm, push it out to our right side, palms up, turn our head away, still drop the right shoulder, and hold. And then working on elbow flexion and extension again. So keep this right shoulder down, the right elbow down, and we're going to pull the elbow to a 90-degree bend on the floor. And then back to a straight arm. So now try to keep your right elbow here. Ready? There we go. Now pull your thumb into your hip. Good. All right. How we doing, everyone? Pretzel contortions. Speaking of, let's come up from there And we're going to lower down. Going to be flat on the ground. You're going to roll off your mat for sure now, but arms are overhead and legs are fully extended. And we're going to start to rock over. We're just going to kind of roll. So now we're facing up. And then we're going to come back, lead with the arm, let the second leg follow. And then we're going to lead with the leg, the right leg, let the arm follow. Open up. And then we're going to lead with the arm. Rotate over, let the leg follow. It's kind of floppy. It's okay. When we come back. So when you're face down, you're always going to lead with the leg first. And then the upper body is going to follow. We want to come back, leading with the arm and letting the lower body follow. And we're going to do 2 more of those at your own pace. So arm leads when we come from our back to our belly. Leg leads when we go from our belly to our back. And we're basically going from laying down to laying face up. And now we're going to go in the opposite direction. So left leg's going to roll us over. Left arm's going to come over. Then left arm's going to move us over. Left leg's going to follow face down. Try to pay it. I just messed up the order there, but remember, face down, we're going to lead with the left leg, and then the upper body and the arm are going to follow. And then when we're laying on the ground facing up, we're going to try to get the arm to go first, the torso to go first, and then let the left leg come over. Let's do 2 more. Who knew you'd have so much fun rolling around on the floor?
It's for when we're older and fall and I can't get up.
Exactly. Just remember that.
I will when I'm 90.
One more time. All right. So we're laying face down now. Let's draw the hands in right underneath the shoulders. We're going to tuck the toes. We're going to press up into our push-up. And then go ahead and adjust the width of your feet so you feel really comfortable walking your hands all the way back to your toes. And then we're going to roll up to standing. I don't know if that's a sigh of relief or a sigh of like, how much longer can she make us do this? All right. Arms out in front, everybody. Fingertips are long, thumbs are up. We're going to go overhead with the right and then out to our side with our right and bring the hands back together. Overhead, out to the side and back together. 2 more. Good. Overhead left, out to the side, palms up and back together. Good, and let's let the arms hang and then cross. And every time they cross, I want you to switch which arm goes on top. Let them be really loose and noodly. Try not to control them too much other than you have to pull them apart, but let the momentum of pulling them apart let you cross them in front of you. And when you're ready, we're going to take the left arm and let it catch the right so we can hold the right arm across our chest, making sure that the whole arm is parallel to the shoulders. Uncross the arms. We'll do 3 and then switch. The right arm is going to hold the left. Again, we want the arm to sit parallel to the shoulders. All right, let them swing out again. And then we're going to drop the chin to the chest. And then very, very slowly, we're going to pull the head towards the right, thinking about taking the right ear to the right shoulder. There should be this good long stretch into the left side of the neck, and we're going to let the head rotate all the way back so that the head is back, the chin is up high, and then take the left ear to the left shoulder, good long stretch into the right side of the neck, and then drop the chin back down to the chest, and then we'll reverse it. So left ear towards the left shoulder, good stretch, long pulling in the right side of the neck, and then take the chin up to the ceiling, head is back, right ear towards the right shoulder, chin back down to the chest, one more time in each direction. Super, super slow. Feel like you're pulling or scraping the lateral part of the neck as you move the head around, and then you're working your way to get the right ear or the left ear to the left shoulder. We're back chin to chest, and you've got one more side to finish up. So left ear to left shoulder, good long stretching, scraping on the right side. Chin is up, head is back, and then right ear to the right shoulder, good long stretching on the left, dropping the chin to the chest. All right, let's go get set up. Last thing we'll do, we're going to get set up for a good morning stretch. So you can do a few good mornings if you'd like, but I really just want you to hold the bottom of the good morning stretch. So slight bend in the knee, hinge back at the hip. We're going to take the arms overhead. We want to have the ears right along the biceps. Thumbs are up, and then we're going to swim the arm all the way back so that it's back behind us, and then bring it back overhead again. Swim the left arm all the way back so that the hand's by the hip, and then lead back overhead again, thumbs up. So all the way back up. Inhale the arm back and back up. Lead with the palm. Get the arm alongside and then overhead. We're just going to do a few more. Always think about pulling the thumb up once the hand gets back to the hip. We're going to do one more on each side, depending upon where you are to even up. And then we're just going to hang here. So keeping that little bend in the knees, hips are hinged back. You can cradle your own elbows and let your head hang low. Let the shoulders hang, let the elbows hang. Still trying to breathe in and out through the nose, letting your belly fill that space between your quads still. One more deep inhale in and out through the nose. And then we're going to slowly roll all the way back up to standing. And you're done the mobility part. Should feel all